Hey guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. I've got a new release for your Pixelcade Marquee version 5.9. So first feature is running sports scores. These update every minute. So the idea here is when you're not using your machine to play games, you can use it as essentially a sports score ticker. We also have Pixelcade logo artwork for your favorite teams: NHL, NBA, WNBA, MLB, and NHL specifically. There's also been lots of new artwork that's been done for Pixelcade. So in this new release, you can update the artwork and check from the Pixelcade Companion web UI if you have the latest and greatest. And then last but not least, we now have mobile apps. So you can manage your Pixelcade device from your iOS phone, Android phone, and even some desktop companion apps on your PC. So let's get into it. Let me show you all the new stuff. All right, so one nuance specifically on iOS and might be on Android. I haven't tested as much on Android, so let me know if you try an Android. But on iOS, some weird Apple thing, the network scan doesn't work. So if you hit rescan for Pixelcades, it's most likely not, we can do it again, but it's most likely not going to find your Pixelcade on your network. If you run the Pixelcade companion app on your PC, that works generally every time. So that is one way to do it. But unfortunately, it does not work on iOS, some weird Apple thing. So what you need to do is go ahead to add Pixelcade manually. So go ahead and tap that. And then we're going to need to type in this is just any name you want. So I'm going to just call this Miss Pac-Man bar top. And typically you can get this from your router or other means, but you need to know your IP address. I'm sorry, I know this is a pain in the butt, but it's a one-time thing. So I know this one is this. Now, if you happen to know the host name as well, I recommend putting that in. Technically, it'll still work with just the IP, but if you happen to know it, definitely put that in. It's not an LED marquee. Submit. So now your device will show up here. You can just click it and now it'll open up. And the next time that you exit, so let's just kill the app. Next time you get back into the app, that will remember it. It will remember it, so you don't need to do that again. And go ahead and select your marquee. All right, so first thing, let's check out those sports scores. So go ahead and go to widgets. And let's click on widget settings. And let's say we want to pick MLB, for example. Let's go back and hit sports scores again. And now you'll see today's MLB scores that will update once a minute. Now let's say I only care about St. Louis, for example. So I can go back and put in STL. I don't think it's actually case sensitive. Okay, so now it's only going to show me St. Louis, again, updated once a minute. Let's say, for example, I want to check out the NBA, which this will just show me last year's score, which won't be super exciting. I think right now WNBA is active, so we can try that one. And let's see, NHL. So you get the idea. That's the running updated sports scores. Now I wanted to show you also how you can manage your Pixelcade artwork, because as I was mentioning, there's a lot of work going on. There's always new artwork being updated. So just go ahead and go to Manage Artwork. If you don't have the latest artwork, you'll see this blue button that says Update Install Artwork. So just go ahead and hit that. And that will take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Could be a little bit longer depending on the speed of your network. We can also do, since we're here, we can do the paid art pack. So you buy that on the pixelcade.org website, but once you've got the code, just go ahead and punch that in here. And that will get you the paid art pack version. Now, I've actually already installed that on mine, so I cheated a little bit. So let me go back to home. So if you have the paid art pack and I go to manage artwork, here's one. Sometimes people ask, well, how do I know? Oops, I want to go to browse artwork. How do I know it actually installed? Well, you get a whole bunch of different animations. So if you go to animated, you'll see a bunch more animations here. But then you'll also see, for example, I did browse artwork. I did this prior project called LED pixel art. And so as part of the art pack, I just kind of threw all that in there as well. So if you see this thing that says pixel art 32, you'll see some pretty cool artwork here. This was all done as part of a prior, this is the predecessor project actually to Pixelcade. Had a bunch of pixel artists do this artwork. This is in 32 by 32, so it's not going to take up the whole screen, but I just kind of threw that in there. But that's really nice artwork that was done. We can also go to device settings. There's some settings you can set here. Fuzzy matching, that's a new feature as of the prior release, newer feature. You can turn on debugging if you want. You can always go here if you ever need some support. Always want to know what version you're on. So this tells you I'm on 5.9. And then this is pretty nice. This is a device log. So I get questions from time to time on people asking, I selected my game, but there was no matching artwork. And so, 99% of the time, that's because the ROM name that your front end sends to Pixelcade doesn't match the artwork. And so the really easy way is to see exactly what's going on, as you can see here. Okay, zerotree.gif. That's actually the name that's being sent. So then you want to look in your Pixelcade folder and see if there's a matching artwork called that. If not, just find one that's close and then rename it, copy and paste, or do a new version of your artwork. I guess lastly, if you haven't used Pixelcade Companion before, it's a pretty cool way to kind of browse all the artwork. So they're all organized by system or console. So like Daphne, for example, always lots of nice artwork for Daphne here. Yeah, so quite a few consoles here. Of course, we've got MAME, we've got some specific genres like racing games. There was a bunch of artwork done recently for racing games.